What is going on, guys? It is Sunday, the 6th of March. It's been really a decent amount of time since I posted. I do apologize about that. It's been incredibly busy on my end with everything I have going on. So I do apologize about that. And but yeah, let's just dial in and let's see what I'm thinking for the potential for EU and GU for this coming week. Okay. And yeah, we'll also maybe run through a couple cryptos as well, just for fun. Okay, so when we look at the monthly, we got to start, or we're starting out here because again, March, new month. You can see that really it's been a massive run already, 351 pips with everything that's been going on with the war in Ukraine and with Russia. It's going to have a significant amount of impact on euro, right? Why? Because euro is now very uncertain. What's going to happen in Europe? Is there going to be a European war? What's going on? And so, of course, the euro is going to be impacted, and of course, the dollar is going to be strengthened because that's going to be that safe currency for people to people to go into, right? The dollar. And so with the dollar strengthening and euro weakness, and euro weakness, you're going to have a significant downside. And so you could see so far, obviously, again, 350 pips for the month already, right? Which is bigger, just as big or bigger than all the other monthly candles. Okay. And it's only March, it's only the 6th. So keep that in mind. But right now, we're at a really important level, right? We're within all these wicks right here. So this is going to be a really important level. And at the same time, I also see that we have a significant amount of imbalance right here. Okay, so on the monthly, I wouldn't be surprised if we dabble back up into that, whether it be next month or whatever. I'm not too sure, obviously, with everything. But what we could do is assume that, hey, we have some traffic at this level, a lot of traffic. And so we're probably going to get some buying that's going on. Okay, so again, very clean leg right here, right? Injection right there. You could see there wasn't even any wick or anything this week. It was just down all week. And again, what do we see? We have a sweep of structure right there, or sweep of liquidity, break of structure right there. Okay, so we have this massive strong low right here. This is all potential inducement. And again, we were saying that like last I can't remember when it was, but we were saying that we could get a nice strong reaction out of here. And then as soon as it took this high, it was just uncertainty. We were more short, but there was potential for price to continue up from here, but we wanted to see. And of course, it just died down to the next level that we had marked off, which was this. Okay, which was this hidden base right here, slash last down candles before the up move. Okay, so last order block. So that's what we were looking at, or that's what we have been looking at over the past however long, few months. And yeah, so now let's just mark up these last two down candles. We'll say that this is going to be that order block, right? That weekly order block right here. So let's just mark that out. We'll be able to refine it on a lower time frame. Okay, but you could see here that we're tapping into this level. And so again, as scary as that does look, it does seem that now, if anything, the next move is going to be up, even if it does go back down again, right, to break this low. I would at least assume that this is going to happen, right? Just like this right here, right? We have very inefficient price run to where, well, we get down to this order block right here, and then you get this retracement back up, even if it's just a retracement, right? But a weekly retracement is going to be amazing for intraday moves. But obviously, if anything, if the situation continues to get more complex in Europe and Ukraine, what we're probably going to see is continued downside. It's probably going to just go up like this, continue down, go up like this, continue down, something like that. Okay, so just be cautious. But this is definitely a level that we're looking for longs, right? I mean, again, obviously, with everything with the war, you have to be careful, and you can't just assume long. You right, wait for your positions, wait for your things to play out. But look where we're at right now, right? In this massive swing, right? We're in significant discount. We're about as discount as you can get into this swing, right? And so because of that, we shouldn't be looking for shorts necessarily unless we're in what? Premium or at equilibrium of this swing, which is going to be right up into this order block right here, this last up candle before the down move. Okay. So just be cautious of that. Obviously, that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to be looking at. Let's go to the daily. Can we refine it anywhere around here? Oh yeah, look at this. So these were the last series of down candles before the up move. You can see that we have a nice imbalance right there. So I would just refine it to that, but I would just maintain it down here because this is the real order block, this whole thing. And then there's also an imbalance under there. Did we get underneath that by any chance? Let's see. No, we didn't get underneath it yet. Okay. So we're really just right at that level like that. Okay. And then we can mark out the next one down like this. Okay. So those are the two kind of little zones that I'm going to be looking at. So again, we're dabbling into this one right now. Would not be surprised to see that come up. Again, that's the weekly. I'm just going to, just for safety, I'm just going to mark off the daily level, because this is already a really nice range to work within, a nice 100 pip range to work within. Okay. If we get there, because we've been in such a bearish, in such a liquidity seeking mode, such bearish mode, I just want to, if this is going to be a pullback, I think its highest probability is to get back up to here rather than targeting the weekly level, which is up here. Okay. But what I will actually, what I will do is I'll just mark this off as the weekly fill. Okay. And then daily as the daily fill. Cool. That way, just have both, just be aware of the both. I just don't want to clutter up my charts too much with that. So yeah, that should be good. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Beautiful, right? This is really, really nice. I think we can at least get a nice draw up back into this level. I wouldn't be surprised to see that for this coming week, right? This coming week could be upside. Now, again, can it go down? Absolutely, right? If things get more complex, especially who knows how it's going to open. Maybe it opens with a massive gap and it gaps down here. I don't know, right? But what I would like to see is something like this potentially, right? Take out this low, and then we can start to see some development up to into this level, into the daily fill, potentially getting up into the weekly fill. Okay, that's what I would really like to see. Obviously, again, depending on the complexity of the situation for this week. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for what I'm going to be looking at to start off the week for Euro. Right now, if I go down to the 15-minute, you can see we had that nice reaction from this level here, but we're still within that structural, like that bearish structure, right? This is still an order block like this. Okay, so can it continue down from right here? Absolutely. Take out this low, and then we'll see, maybe it'll come back down to that next level that we're looking at. And then here, let me just actually change this to daily. Maybe we'll see something like this to start off the week. That would be, or start off the week down and then up. Okay, that's what I'm probably going to be anticipating. It doesn't have to go down again. It can just continue up like this, and then we'll see. Okay, so but the draw on liquidity for me is going to be to the upside, and we'll see from there. Okay, so that's it for EU. Let's go to GU, GU, and I wanted to show you something. I have a video up there, as you can see on the top corner, on YouTube, and it just shows you when I was doing one of the case studies there for one of the Instagram trades by WWA. What you can see is that you can go back and watch if you want the January 14th one, but I was anticipating that price was going to come back down to take out this low way back in what was it? Was it January 14th? Where's the video? You can see right here. Yeah, January 15th was when I made this video. Okay, so we were anticipating price to come back down into here on that low on G. That's all I wanted to show you with that. But one sec, let me just get rid of the annotations here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you with that. But you could see if we look on the 4-hour, right? Or the daily, sorry. January 14th, January 15th was right here. Where are we right now? Well, we are about 500 pips down from where we were anticipating price to come down to. Okay, so we're almost there. I am assuming that GU still has a little bit further to run. right? I believe that GU is going to be more attracted to that level right there. Okay. What I see is on the daily, maybe are we going to get a potential reaction from here? We could, but the fact that we already reacted off this, to me, right? We dabble into these last series of down candles before the up move. We dabble into it. It didn't sustain, so it failed, and now it's coming down. I believe that we're going to run this low. Personally, that's what I believe. GU looks down. So if that's the case, this is going to be our major draw on liquidity. Where can we look for potential opportunities to get into the market? Well, maybe we're going to get a reaction from in and around this level here, right? Maybe we're going to get it in around this level and come back up into what? Last series of up candles before the down move. Okay, so if we look on the daily again, sorry, was there an order block? Yeah, it was. Look at that. Order block slash fill right here. Okay, so if we get something like that, potentially that's going to be that last move down into that low. Is there anywhere further that it's going to go? Let's see. Yeah, I would say like it probably is going to come back in at least this fill right here, right? At least to that fill. And then maybe we'll start seeing some upside. But again, if this is going to be the whole pull right there, maybe this is it right here, where this comes down, mitigates here, right? Mitigates this order block here. And then we start going up potentially to start taking out these highs. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Maybe it just melts all the way down. But I think that next push on liquidity is going to be to the downside below into there. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour again, and let's just see. Again, we'll see if this is going to hold, right? This point of interest right here, and bring us back into here. If we look on the 1 hour, what do we see? Yeah, not too much, honestly, not too much. This is all weak down here. I think that, yeah, 131,500s will be that, or 131,600s will be that target, 131,500s, and then potentially down to that level there, which is going to be 131,800 or 130,800. So I think that that's going to be the downside target, honestly, for this week for GU. What I do like right here is actually something like this. I like this little block right here. This is a really, I think it's going to be an important factor in this week where we broke through it. And now we're probably going to get this push back up, maybe beginning of the week, and then we're going to get that downside. So if that's the case, then EU will probably do the same thing, right? We'll probably see a draw on liquidity to that upside and then back down. So that's what I'm going to be looking on for GU. If we just put on the monthly and weekly breaks here, how big have these weekly ranges been, right? 230, we'll just say 230 pips. What about this one? 370. So really, really big weekly ranges. If we're looking at that same thing, if price were to come up to here and continue down, 230, look at that. Gets right down to that 103,800. So if we're going to continue down this week, I would like to see this push back up first and then come back down. If it just runs this first, right? Runs this first, and then we start looking at that upside, that could also be a potential as well. Okay, so just keep those in mind and just play them. But I think that this is the major move back up to here to at least get this fill. Once we're up here, we can start to really be paying attention as to what we're going to be getting, if it's going to be continuing down. Okay, so if we look at Euro GBP, actually, just quickly, just to see potentially what we're looking at on, is it going to be strength in the euro or the pound? Let's go to the monthly here. Well, realistically now, okay, we have this whole imbalance that I think that now that we broke structure, price is going to go fade towards. So probably going to be GBP strengthening relative to the euro, or euro weakening relative to the pound. So probably somewhere into this level, I would say into this wick as well. Okay, because that's a balanced range there. So probably somewhere into this. Again, this is a monthly level, so really a lot to run. You can see that this last week was really, really, it pushed really nicely after we mitigated, pushed really nicely. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see upside and then potential downside continuation down into at least this level So what would that mean? That would look like euro weakening relative to GBP. So if we're looking for longs, probably going to be better on the pound as opposed to the euro. But let's see here, because this is actually a really important level, and we could start to see what, now that we took out all this liquidity, it could be the opposite way where we start taking out some liquidity highs before we get that down as well. So we'll see. It has to develop throughout the week a little bit more to be a little bit more clear as to what's going on the euro, right? Or on EG. But right now, this doesn't look so hot. It doesn't look so hot. This looks like we're getting a distribution of some sort, right? A distribution of some sort. We have a lot of areas down here that we could be targeting, okay? And if that's the case, that means euro is really going to be weakening relative to the pound. So keep that in mind. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on over here. So if you guys remember, correct, or if you guys remember, I've been looking at shorts from right here, this level right up here, okay, right there, and then we came back down. Okay, we failed to create a lower low though, and so that was kind of sketchy. However, what ended up happening last week, and we were talking about it in my group here, where we got back up to here, and look what we have. We have this beautiful structure right here where we have a sweep. So strong high, weak low, and then boom, we catch that. There's your original inducement right there, and we go. Then price came back up super inefficiently right here after mitigating off that last down close candle. All this inducement right here, breaking of structure. Now we get this move back up. It's seeking liquidity where above this inducement we have these wicks that didn't get mitigated, and look at that, comes back up. Now what do we see? Right, we have this kind of distribution kind of happening up here, and then we get this break in structure, and we get this fade right back down, all the way down. Okay, so what is next for Bitcoin and cryptos? Well, it's hard to say as of at this point right now, because what I can see is that price is going to go like this. Again, this was our main target. This was target number one right here, right from the beginning. If you don't believe me, you can go into here. You can see, called it the reverse moon. Okay, first target was down here, below this low. Second target below this low, right? You can see we just tagged up into that level again, and so potentially it's now going to be the time to continue. Okay, so that's what I'm anticipating. Honestly, I still think it's going to get back down to here, and then potentially back down to here. Okay, so I think that there's going to be a couple of draws on liquidity, either that one or both. The only thing is now is that because we had a failure to create a lower low here, I was thinking that maybe this could be just another, what's it called, sweep or strong low, weak high, right? Where we have a sweep, break a structure. This is the inducement for something a little bit lower down into here. And then we start going up. Like I could definitely see that as a potential as well, especially because, but then again, we also didn't fail. We also failed here. We're in this compact range, right? Where look at this. Like this is when it's a little bit, or you got to wait for your confirmations a lot more here, where you have a strong low here, inducement here, price gets back down into here. Okay, so that means this is your weak high. But at the same time, you have this sweep, break a structure, inducement, and so this is actually a strong high. So if price gets up to here and reacts accordingly, right, then you can take that as well. But now, so is it going to come back down here and do this, right? Strong low, weak high. Right, so it's that same thing. We just have to be patient and wait. When price is below this level, we have to wait, because maybe it's going to go like this and it's just going to start mooning, right? It can definitely start mooning, for sure it can. And I do believe that cryptos will moon. I think that's going to be the next major move. It's just, I don't know if it's going to go from here, right, like that, or if it's going to start coming back down and start taking out these levels before. Ideally, just for accumulation purposes and getting the best entry price possible, I would absolutely love to see price come back down into the 28 level. Absolutely, I would love that. But we cannot discount how price is developing right now, and so let's just manage it accordingly, and let's just focus and see, if we get opportunities to enter and start scaling in, potentially it's not a bad time to be doing so. right? Because again, if we look on the higher time frame here, and let me just go to the, yeah, let me just do this. So this is the major low of this structure, right? We have this last sweep on liquidity right here. Last sweep on liquidity, this break a structure like that. Okay. So this is that really the last structural point of this whole thing, in my opinion. This looks like it's just a correction forming. So if I measure from this all the way up to here, you could see that we actually tagged in, or we actually tapped into, we're in discount of the entire range. And actually I should just use it with the 50% so you can see it so it's more clear. Look at this. Okay. So 50%. So I think any time that you're scaling in and around or below the 50%, I think that's a good thing for investments, right? I think especially for cryptos, if you're bullish in the long term, well then if price is below that 50% into discount of the entire range, then it's going to be quite a good time to start scaling in, right? If you start seeing buy setups, it's going to be good to take, right? There is a potential that this is a structural point right here, but this to me was just a failure to create a higher high. So if that's the case, then that means this is the week low. And if that's the case, then that means we're going to come back down to here. And so that's what I would honestly really like to see. I also see that we have a significant high here, right? We have, if I go to the weekly breaks, actually, I don't think I can do it on this one because of the time frame. But this is what 2017 high. So this is a yearly high right here. Okay. Very important. Look at this inefficient price move right there with a nice order block. Would not be surprised at all to see price coming back down into there, right? Using this as your support now because it's a yearly high, very important high. And now we can start to see some continuation, which that would mean what? If I get my fib out here again, we can measure it like this. That comes right down into the 6072 level. Okay. Right into this level. And that's going to be our pocket of accumulation, or what I would like to consider the pocket of accumulation, where I would be looking to start scaling in. Okay. And if that's the case, then where's our targets? Well, 86, 100, and 1000. Like those would be really, really nice targets for the long term to go, right? If I want to be a little bit more conservative, I can just use the bodies. Okay. So 82, 82,000 and 95,000. Okay. So that's really what I'm going to be looking at, honestly, on Bitcoin. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get that pull on liquidity right back down to here into this level. Then I can start accumulating, and then I will start accumulating. If I get some buy setups here, maybe I'll start entering early and just start scaling in and just managing efficiently or effectively. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's look at some other cryptos. What other ones do you guys want to look at? Let's look at the alt index, because the alt index, this is another one that if you go onto my page here, let's see. Let's go to, yeah, right here. Okay, I got a couple wrong, but this one was really nice, right? We had that weekly QM. We went up a little bit further than I anticipated up into here, but you can see we're right back down to where I was anticipating price. Obviously not perfect. I made a bunch of mistakes. You can see, you can go through them. You look at next major swing on euro. I thought it was going to go up, to be honest, from this point, tap down and go. But what ended up happening was we just melted right back below this level. So again, I'm not perfect, 100% not perfect. But I just wanted to show you that this is what I've been anticipating in the crypto market ever since we were over here, right? It's just the way that everything's setting up it didn't look too good, right? I have my alert set down here. I'm anticipating price to come back down below this low. If the alt index gets down below this low, I'm going to start looking for accumulating longs on alt coins, essentially, right? So come back down below this low. I'm seeing, what is that, 1725, and I can just move that to 117 or 118, 118s. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. Again, if we look at this fib pull from here to here, you can see this one is in deeper discount already, which is great. That means we can start accumulating some longs on the alt index. And if that's the case, then we're going to have some pretty significant upside as our next target being right here, these equal highs up there, and then so on and so forth. Okay, but I still do think that we need to correct a little bit further on the alts. Okay, what else that I'm looking at? ETH. Let's see. Yeah, ETH is just not looking so hot, right? We're at this level coming back down. I do believe that the next move is down. Personally, I do believe the next move is down. Solana, right, mitigated some imbalance in there, coming back down pretty slowly, but that's fine, right? Last up candle before the down move, we're tapping back into it, failing, right? This is the weekly, so we'll see how this week closes. But yeah, definitely looking at least something into here, potentially down underneath these lows on Solana. AVAX is something I'm really hyped about. I really like this project, so I really want to see it come back down, and so I can accumulate. I want to see it come back down to this level. There's a lot of liquidity pooling in and around this level. I like that this is the last sequence or series of down candles, right? You can see right here, series of down candles before the up move. Would really love to see price get back down into this level before the accumulations begin, before we can start looking for those longs. But yeah, as of right now, again, it's just kind of stuck, right? The last up candle comes back down, it tags into it, sweeps this high, fills up some of that imbalance, comes back down. So we'll see. We'll see. It's looking more bearish to me. I don't see any really bullish signs in AVAX as of right now. Luna has actually been ripping, which again, could this just be a pullback up and just taking up this liquidity before downside? Sure. Same thing here where we have liquidity pooling here. Last down candle just never mitigated all this support and resistance level right here. I believe that price is going to at least try to get back down to there. Is it gonna be successful in doing it? I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, dot, we're at a key. This is the key level right here. You can see we bounced off of it. It depends. Yeah, let's see if we're going to sustain or if this is just going to keep creating that bearish order flow to take this out. And then if that's the case, I would really love to see this, by the way. I would really love to see it get below this low, right? That's going to be that inducement. That's going to be where a lot of orders are going to be resting under there to get back into any of these little areas. Then that's where I'll start accumulating, and we'll see if dot will continue up, because I do like the project as well. Algorand is a really good project I like. And yeah, Algorand is a really nice project I like. And so what I want to see on Algo is price get back down into these last two down candles on the monthly. You can see a nice imbalance there. You can see it's right below these lows. At this point, I will accumulate. I'm going to be focusing on accumulate. Again, none of this is financial advice. Don't, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the capital to do it, then don't do it, right? All I'm saying is that these are the levels that I'm going to be looking at and I'm interested in. So just so you know that, don't be a dummy, and don't, oh, Matt, you told me that you were going to go into this and it went down. No, don't do that. Right? This is what I'm looking at essentially. Okay. So again, we have that nice imbalance, that nice order block there, nice liquidity pool below there. I do believe that, yeah, once we get back down into this level, I'm going to be looking for longs back up, at least up into here, potentially create new highs. I do love Algo, man. I really think it's a good project. So that's going to be good. I really don't look at any other cryptos. Like, I know I have a bunch of other ones on here, but I don't really look at them too much. Power, I love Power. I love what Power Ledger is doing. I don't know where I'm going to be accumulating it. I was actually looking at accumulating some down here, or I wanted to, and then I missed it. And I got this massive rally up, and then it came back down to here. Missed that again because I wasn't looking at it, wasn't looking at cryptos at that point. And now I said, you know what, I'm not missing this one again. I do want to see it get under here, right? We have this support and resistance level marked out in green here. So that nice imbalance underneath, I would really love to see the price come back down into here. Again, I just like what they're doing, like the actual real life product of what they're doing. And again, if it's going to moon to the highs, I don't know. But it's something that I'm willing to take the risk on for me, because I just liked what they're doing. And I think that it could be impactful in the future. So I think if it gets down to here, right, I'm going to probably start scaling in, and then just up to this high is 370%, 380, which is pretty good, right? If it decides to be a moon boy and start going up, then yeah, we have some upside to go to start taking out those highs that were back in 2018, 2017. So yeah, other than that, I don't have these investments actually, so I don't really care for them. Just here, just on my watch list, just to see what's going on. And US 30, let's look at the monthly. yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen here. It looks like we just broke some structure, honestly. Let's look at NAS. Yeah, NAS looks bearish. Oh my God. Yeah, NAS looks incredibly bearish. I think that, yeah, we're probably going to get a draw way, way lower on NAS, potentially on US30 as well. And again, we just broke this structure here. I know it was just a wick, but you know, we could definitely be seeing some downside on that. So let's see. I wanted to see a monthly close if we were going to see some more bearishness, more down, just like NAS did. You know, you can see it right here where NAS has this low. Okay, we broke below it. But US, the S&P 500 didn't do that. So let's see. We're at an area of indecision for sure. So let's just see how that develops. But yeah, sorry, I kind of went into a million other things here, but I hope that was all right, guys. And yeah, please let me know if you like the video and what you want me to cover in the next one. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you all. And I hope you're all doing well and you're safe, happy, and healthy. All right. Cheers, guys. Have an amazing day and have an amazing trading week.